What's going on, everybody? Jonathan94 here. Welcome back to Sci-Fi Wednesdays. We're here with the A-Wing. This is episode number 6, and this is what we have so far. Now, last episode, we overcoated the majority of the ship with the proper colors. We have a nice whole red that we used for the center section and also for the burner cans. Those turned out beautifully, I might add. We also have an off-white color that we used with flat white and buff. The only problem I have with it, though, is that this whole red is a little on the dark side for me. There's not a lot of subtle variations that I was kind of going for that I achieved in the white paint. I need to go ahead and add those here in the dark whole red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a marbling coat on top of this of a lighter color, just plain old flat red with just a little bit of whole red in it to give it that similar tone. So I've got my flat red here. This is Gunzy, nothing fancy. I'm going to use that to go ahead and marbleize the entire center section with that whole red. So just a little bit here in the paint cup. We're going to mix it up. I did mention I'm going to add just a few drops of the whole red, which is a current based color. The reason I'm doing that is because I want it to be similar enough, but yet also stand out, so I can have a nice blending coat on top of that. So just a few drops here. Let's give it a quick mix. And we're just going to see how this looks. Now this is, again, I'm just kind of winging it on this one. I don't know exactly how this is going to turn out, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to achieve that subtle color shift and almost like a weathering coat. So we'll see how it goes. All right, just a few drops in that red. I really like how this looks. Let's mix it up. This is a very nice color. The camera might shift the color a little bit here or there, but actually this is a really cool looking color. Kind of reminds me of almost like a pomegranate. It's really cool. So dump it on in that airbrush. We've got a little bit of isopropyl already mixed in there. We are going to go ahead and marbleize all the whole red sections, and fingers crossed, this turns out well. I also took the liberty of overcoating the marbling coat with a blend coat, and the blend coat was simply just a marbling coat with a few drops of white in it. This is actually what I was going for. So let's go ahead and unmask and see how it looks with the actual off-white color that I achieved in the last episode. This Bandai A-Wing has been such a fun kit to build. All right, with all of the masking off, I got to tell you, this looks pretty sharp. I like this. We have a nice subtle blend in the whole red areas. We've got a nice subtle blend with the off-white. I think it looks pretty sweet. Let's throw those burner cans on and see how it looks kind of as one package. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. That looks really, really nice. I like it. Okay, let's go ahead and shift over and move on because we have some accent panels we need to paint. We're going to start with our Tamiya tape, and we're going to mask off all the different panels that need to be this whole red. There's not a lot of them. There's only 2 of them. So we're going to go ahead and mask those off, grab that airbrush, and paint those. right, we are going to go ahead and shift over to the gray color. This is a dark sea gray. We'll be using this for the different gray accent panels around the hull and the tail. Really, honestly, this is a little bit darker than what calls out for in the instructions, but I kind of like this look, so let's see how it goes. All right, moment of truth. Let's go ahead and pull off the last mask, and let's see how this kind of fit together. Yeah, I like it. This is as it turned out. As you can see, we have the dark gray color. It's a little bit darker than what the instructions call out for, but I'm okay with that. So we have some on the rear tails we have to do. So let's go ahead and pull apart the rear burner cans, and we can better manipulate the part, get that masking tape down, see how we do. So on this side, there's only two really prominent areas. There's this one lower tail area, and then there's a stripe right on the leading edge of the upper tail. This is all there really is from this one. This is actually the harder of the two. The next one is just one piece. That's it. Kind of strange how this works. All right, let's get the other side now, and this is just a straight shot. Let's put this right down here. There we are. We're going to go ahead and just airbrush these again with the same colors, that dark sea gray by Tamiya. This is exciting. This is really coming together well. I love it. All right, let's get on this and see what we can do. So the panels turned out well, I have to say. Everything really is clean and neat. I love that Tamiya tape. Let's go ahead and move on to some detail painting. Now, the actual rear thruster module, whatever you want to call it, has a few detail wires we need to go ahead and repaint. We're going to use a NATO black for these wires themselves. We're going to paint the two wires, and then we're going to go to the center section and paint some of the detail parts and pieces. Also, there's some center details we want to go ahead and pick out with our NATO black. One of the pros of having a snap-tight kit like this one here is that you can pull it apart to go ahead and get inside and paint the parts and pieces you need to. At least with the Bandai versions you can. I'm not sure how like the Revell or the Monogram snap-tight kits go. I haven't built one of those since I was a kid, so I don't really remember if those work the same way. All right, we have everything on. As you can see, this is as the A-Wing stands right now. All the detail painting is more or less done. I love the yellow engines. I love the off-white. I love the gray. I think that center whole red section is really nice. This is absolutely sweet looking. I love it. I think this is a really, really nice look. Really great color scheme. So I'm overall very happy. But we're not quite done yet. We want to go ahead and airbrush the coping and the canopy itself with a NATO black. And this is as it turned out. I love how this looks. The detail is really, really cool. Awesome. And here we go, the completed A-Wing fuselage. We have everything in, on, and painted. I think this is amazing. Off camera, I went ahead and threw the guns on and I painted up the front torpedo tubes, but we are ready to go ahead and call this one quits for right now. Next episode, I want to come on back and I'm going to overcoat this with a clear coat so that we can apply some of the decals, do some of the weathering. We're going to keep it subtle, but we're going to add a little bit of maybe some burn marks for some like laser fire and a few odds and ends here and there. Until then, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool, and we'll see you back here next week on Sci-Fi Wednesdays.